Ben here from Ramble Imports. So today I just kind of wanted to discuss, bring everyone back down to speed, or new people watching the channel or whatever, about why does someone buy a car from Japan? What's going on with that? Why is the steering wheel on the side of the car, etc., etc., etc. Well, as you can see, I'm on the right side of the vehicle. I'm driving a Toyota Dyna-Truck. This is my my personal flat deck truck, which I imported from Japan. And so you might be asking, hey, I've seen all these weird cars driving around Canada and the United States, and the steering wheel's on the right side. They don't have, they're not postal cars. Like, what's going on with that? Why do people drive these cars? Well, the main reason I think is, or for me anyways, is you're buying a vehicle that is in great condition for a good price. That's what it boils down to, in my opinion. Sure, some people buy them because they're buying a collector vehicle, or they're buying a vehicle that was never sold in North America. You know what? Those are great reasons too. But I think for a lot of people, they're getting a vehicle that's in great condition and low mileage. Does it really matter where you sit in the car? Not really. I mean, I'm sitting here, and if you're driving in a regular vehicle made for the roads of North America, you're going to be sitting, maybe 3 feet over there. So maybe your visual point of reference, instead of being here, is 3 feet over there. Is that scary? No. Is that hard to get used to? No. Does that matter in this world? No, it shouldn't. In fact, in Japan and a lot of, well, most European countries and a lot of African countries, there's vehicles left-hand drive, right-hand drive. It doesn't matter. You know why? Because it doesn't matter. Anyways, so steering wheel positioning aside, vehicles, good condition, low quality. Right. So here in Canada, North America anyways, you know what? People drive a lot here. Things are far distances from other things. If you want to go to work, you're driving half an hour. If you want to go to the store, you're driving half an hour. If you want to do this, do that, you're driving hours. And that's normal. You know what? I go on vacation somewhere, I go to the cabin at the lake, that's a 5-hour drive. That's normal. 5 hours is nothing, right? But in Japan, driving 5 hours, that'd be like driving to the end of the earth. No one drives that far. So cars here have high miles on them, right? And we expect that. We expect to buy a 1994 Honda Civic with 500,000 kilometers on it, right? That's normal. But in Japan, we can get that same 1994 Honda Civic with only 20,000 kilometers on it, only 30,000. The price is a bit higher, obviously, than its counterpart over here, but the condition is a million times better, right? You're basically buying a car that seems like it's in showroom condition. In Japan, a lot of cars have to go through yearly inspections or every other year. And so because of that, the cars are in great condition compared to their counterparts. So you're thinking, well, that's great. Man, I want to get a car from Japan. That sounds like a complicated process. Japan is like really far away from here. Like there's a whole ocean in between us and Japan. I'd be like, you know what, you're right. There's a whole ocean between us and Japan. And how do we do that? Also, how do we buy a car in Japan? Like, that's weird, right? Like, I don't speak Japanese. I don't know anyone from Japan. Like, I mean, sure, I watch anime, but like, that's about it. I mean, whatever. So, luckily for you and the rest of the world, Japan loves to sell their used cars, and they've got a great system in place. It's an auction. And this auction has thousands of cars going through every week. So, you're like, well, that's well and good, but I still don't see how that helps me, the average Canadian person or American person who wants to buy a car from Japan. I don't speak Japanese, whatever. Well, that's where you need a little bit of help. So, there's a really simple way of dealing with it. In Japan, there's a lot of people who are taking advantage of this and creating businesses to help send cars out of Japan. These companies, these exporting companies, they have auction access. So basically, all you do is contact one of them. I'll put some links in the description below, and I'll talk about two exporters in particular. We're going to talk about Pacific Coast Auto. It's based out of Yokohama-ish area. It's a guy from Canada originally. Very good guy. And another company called Brave Auto, which is run by a guy named Mark. He's from New Zealand. Also, great company, great guy. These are two examples of exporters. There's thousands more. You can find them. I mean, a quick Google will show you a billion exporters, but these two are, in my opinion, the cream of the crop. So, you're like, dude, I want to buy a car. I want to talk to Brave Auto or Pacific Coast Auto about getting a car. All right, so that's what you do. Just shoot them an email. You send them a Skype message, an instant message, a phone call, whatever. They've got plenty of ways to contact them. Once you've decided what car you're looking for and you've contacted the exporter at Brave Auto or Pacific Coast, then they'll start checking the auctions for you. They'll also send you a link so you can look at the auctions yourself. That's right. It's like being a kid in a candy store and you got your parents' credit card. There's thousands of cars to look at every day. You won't be doing any work. Your productivity will go downhill. You'll be looking at cars on your phone. You'll be looking at cars when you're on the can. You'll be looking at cars when you're at work. You'll be looking at cars when you're in bed with your wife. I mean, that's just what happens. You just can't stop. It's an addiction. So, and then you finally find a couple cars you're interested in. You're like, dang, that car looks awesome. And you're like, whoa. There's two pictures of the car, maybe three, maybe four, but usually only two. And then there's another thing, which has got a whole bunch of gibberish. And by gibberish, I just mean you can't read it because it's Japanese, and the average person in North America can't read Japanese. So you're like, now what do I do? Found the car, you got this other thing I'm looking at that's got a bunch of stuff on it. Well, that, my friend, is called the auction sheet. So, when cars get brought to the auction by dealership or by an individual person or however they are going to the auction is independent inspectors. So the owner who's ever selling the car will be like, the car's got 30-inch rims on it, it's got a 10-foot spoiler on it, it's got 5 turbos, and the inspector's like, okay, cool, whatever, writes that down under seller notes. But then there's another part of the sheet where it's the inspector notes. And the inspector will then go over the car. I mean, he's not perfect. I'm assuming he's just an average guy. He's got to look at hundreds of cars every day. So he's not going to be, the most thorough. But for the most part, they're pretty thorough. And he's going to be like, oh, it's got a little bit of rust here. I'm going to write down it's a C for corrosion. A little bit of C2 here. It's got a scratch over here. It's got a dent over here. I see there's a cigarette burn in here. I see it's got a bunch of dog hair in it. I'm going to mark that down here. Right? And then he gives the car an overall rating out of 5. So on average, the average rating, is going to be like a 3, 3.5, or 4. That's for the exterior. Interior is going to get another rating, A, B, C, or D kind of thing. And so he'll rate the interior, he'll rate the exterior. So the car you're looking at will have an auction sheet. It's going to say all this stuff on it, and it's going to have what grade it is. And you're going to be like, whoa, that's a grade 4.5. That car looks awesome with an A interior. So clean. Wait a second. I still can't read any of the stuff that's going on here. That's one of the services your exporter will provide. So you shoot them an email, and you're like, dude, this car's coming up in like 5 minutes. Can you translate this for me? I need you to tell me exactly what this sheet says so I can make an educated buying purchase or decision. So, exporter gets back to you and he's like, yo, that grade 4.5 looks awesome, but I think you don't want to buy it because the inspector says, even though he marked it a grade 4.5, he was probably having a little bit too much sake that day. The whole underside is corroded. It's got rust through and through. It's a piece of junk. You're like, woo! Oh man, you saved my bacon, exporter. So, on the plus side, you gotta keep looking at cars. On the downside, you have to wait longer. That's okay, eventually the car will come. You'll send the sheet in for translation. They'll get back to you and they'll be like, this car meets all your requirements. It's only got 2 kilometers on it. It's got the 5 turbos you were looking for. It's got the 30-inch rims. It's got no rust. It's got 8 sunroofs. What more could you ask for? And you're like, dang, son, I want to buy that car. And that's when the exporter is like, all right, how much do you want to pay? And you're like, well, I only want to pay X amount of money for that car. And in this scenario, for that multi-sunroof car, we're going to say you want to pay $1 million. Because everyone loves to pay $1 million something. You're like, whoa, I want to pay $1 million. That's right, 1 million yen. Which works out to be around 11 grand ish US, or probably like 13 grand Canadian right now at the current exchange rate. It really depends. Exchange rates are always going down. But saying you're paying $1 million for something makes you feel rich, right? Well, I know, it makes me feel rich. I'm not going to speak for the rest of you, but obviously I should. Anyways, so you want to pay $1 million for this sweet multi-sunroof car with the 30-inch rims. So he's like, all right. The auction comes up in whenever. 5 minutes. That's right, 5 minutes. So, you wait. You wait. You refresh your email. You refresh your email. You wait, you wait, you wait. Oh man, it's like midnight. You still haven't heard anything. Oh, you just go to bed. Sure enough, the second you go to bed, an email comes in. You wake up at 6 in the morning. You got the sweats. Like, did I win that car? I want that multi-sunroof car. Boom. Success! Car secured! Happy days, break out the champagne. That's right, you're having champagne in the morning for breakfast. You won the multi-sunroof car, your wife is looking at you like you're crazy. You bought a car from Japan that makes no sense. And you're like, whatever, it's only got like 4 kilometers on it. So, you won the car, things are looking good. Again, a waiting period comes up. You get an invoice for the car, you've still only seen the 2 or 3 photos from the auction, and you gotta pay for the car already. Oh, that sucks. So you contact someone, his name is Ken, he works for a company called Payline. It's a currency transfer company. Description below. He makes sending money to Japan or anywhere easy. Gets you great exchange rates, the money's on its way. Now you gotta wait again. Oh man, what? The car was in Hiroshima, now it's gotta get transported all the way up Japan to the lot. Oh man, that's like 4 days of waiting. If there's a weekend, that might be a whole week, who knows? It might be 7 days. This sucks. So you're waiting. The car is coming to the yard. Finally it gets there. And your exporter takes a whole bunch of pictures. Takes photos of all different angles, all this kind of stuff, so you can see every aspect of that car in all its glory. Man, it's perfect. Nothing is unexpected. The car is mint. Looks like it's got everything you could possibly want. Hey, they even left some Japanese candy in the glove box. Oh man, what more could you ask for? Now you're like, dude, I got a sweet car. Your wife is all pumped, except she's like, wait a second, how are we gonna get that car? We're not flying to Japan and driving it back. That doesn't make any sense. And you're like, crap, didn't even think about that. Now what happens? Well, you're in luck. Your exporter takes care of all this for you. He moves heaven, earth, whatever. Boom. Got a shipping schedule. Boom. Car's on the boat. Boom. It's on its way. You get the name of the boat. You can check it out on link in the description here below. Marine traffic, whatever. Check where the boat's status is. Again, that just means a waiting. Waiting. Luckily, time goes by quick, because you know what? We're all getting old. That's what happens. Time goes by real fast. And like 2 weeks is done. The boat is about to land. And you're like, oh crap. Now what do I do? Boat's here. I don't know what to do. And that's where you get a hold of my man Al Thompson. Just link in the description below. This guy knows customs like nobody's business. Also, he's an awesome dude. So you give him a call and be like, yo Al, I got a car coming in. And I gotta get it through customs, man. Can you help me out? And I was like, son, I'll help you out. That car will be free from customs as soon as possible. So you send him some paperwork, which you previously got in an email from your exporter from Japan. He does up this and that, tappity tap 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 on the keyboard. You know, scan with the Visa, with the MasterCard. Boom. You pay some more money to him. The Canadian government wants their dues. Taxes here, taxes there. Fees here, fees there. Man, this is adding up quick. Don't worry, I got a breakdown of the prices. Boom! In the description. So finally, he's like, car's released, man. It's ready for pickup. And you're like, dang, oh wait. I don't got time to go pick it up. Now what am I gonna do? And that's where you contact, boom, yours truly, Ben here at Fraser Valley Imports. I offer a one-of-a-kind service that really nobody else offers or can offer, because they're not as cool as me. That's right, you're not as cool as me. Anyway, so you contact me, you're like, yo Ben, I need help, man. I got a sweet 6 multi-sunroof car landing, 30-inch rims, 5 kilometers on the clock. Thing is sweet. Al Thompson got it all passed, all ready to pick up. I just don't got time to pick it up, and I don't know how to deal with any of that kind of stuff. I don't even know where the dock is. That's too much work. And I go, brother, I can help you out. I got my flat deck truck here, which I'm sitting in right now. I'll pick up that bad boy for you. I'll give it a quick look over, make sure it's okay, up to our Canadian BC standards, depending what province you live in, British Columbia. And for a minimal fee, I'll even pick it up and bring it to ICBC inspection for you, so it can get past inspection and ready for registration. And I'll even drop it off at your house when it's done. Whoa! Ben, that's awesome. You are saving me so much time and headache. How do I know I can trust you, Ben? Well, because I've been doing this longer than pretty much anyone else has. That's right. Almost 15 years I've been bringing cars in, helping people out with this kind of stuff. I know everyone in the business. You might say I'm the original gangster of importing, one of them anyways. I know people were doing it before me, but half of them don't even exist anymore. They died, went off the face of the earth, whatever. Point is, I'm the OG of this area for importing. You can trust me, everyone knows me. So they're like, all right, Ben, you're on, let's make it happen. That's when, boom, this exact scenario happens. Here I am, in my truck, on a rainy morning, heading out to the dock right now to pick up some cars. Or one car, because, well, just one car. So, that's right, here we go, and we'll be at the dock shortly. Alright, so here we are, just so you guys have a quick view of the port here. We just arrived, we got through the front gates. This is where they load the cars on the trains to go, you know, all over the country. This is pretty much the only port that receives cars from roll-on, roll-off boats, or ro-ro, in Western Canada. Actually, I think it is the only one. There was a secondary port, but it went bankrupt or out of business or something, and these guys took it over, and now they're the big cheese around here. So good on them. Anyways, this lot they have here is, I think, like 110 acres or something on Annacis Island here in Delta. And yeah, you can see it's a huge paved area with a lot of new cars waiting to go to different destinations. And there's a boat in right now, actually, the Glovis Challenge. So as soon as we get around the end here, we're gonna have a quick look at that ship. A lot of Hyundais and Kias. This obviously the boat just came from Korea. We're gonna park and go in there, do some paperwork, and carry on. All right, we just left the office, and here we are at the port. You can see the Glovis Challenge there. You can see the tow truck and the different cars that have cleared and are waiting for pickup right here. Oh, it looks like someone has an R34 GTR. Nice looking car. And over here they keep more cars. See a Nissan Elgrand, a Stagia, a couple other things. Alright, well, we're picking up the Stagia today, so on to getting that. Well, that was that. We were at the dock, we checked out some cars, and now we left. Very quick in and out. No issues, no delays. We actually lucked out. It's always a 50-50 chance whether the batteries are going to be dead, and on the car we picked up today, batteries were fine. No problem. Fired right up onto the back of the truck. You can kind of maybe see it through the back window there, I don't know. It's a Nissan Stagia M35. And yeah, we're rolling back home. So, that's right. So, I picked up your vehicle with many, many sunroofs. And now I take it home, give it a look over. You know, if it needs any modifications, maintenance, repairs, whatever, I get that stuff done, ready for BC inspection, and then I bring it and get it inspected for you, and then drop it off. And there you have it. Your own sweet, low kilometer, good condition JDM car in your possession, so you can join the elite ranks of the rest of us. Well, it's not really that elite. I mean, there's so many Japanese cars around here on the West Coast now, it's no one even bats an eye. You go through a drive-through and no one even notices anymore, so it's like, you're pretty much just becoming a normal person now if you buy a Japanese car. In fact, if you don't have a Japanese car or don't know someone who has a Japanese car, by Japanese I mean, you know, import from Japan, then really, you're not normal. So you better get on that right away. All right, well, this is Ben signing off. We had a good talk. This is a long video, and enjoy the rest of your day. Import cars, save trees.